50% Sicilian and 50% German. My mom and my dad were the first ones born in America, so they call that first generation American. My culture at home is mostly 70% German and 30% American. My American values are: I always look on the bright side, I speak my mind, I like to be happy, think sometimes bigger, better, newer, I'm a risk taker, and I follow my dreams. German food like schnitzel, sauerbraten, and knödel. My great-grandmother made 20 kinds of knödel. Every dinner we have vegetables like broccoli, carrots, corn, and green beans. My mom and my grandma make all kinds of sauces out of everything like meat juice, fruit, and mushrooms. My favorite types of candy, German candy, are Kinder, Schokolade, and Haribo. Bread. We have 5 different types of bread in our refrigerator. My favorite one is Brötchen.
You're just grabbing.
From our own garden or the bunny farm, and that's like the logo. And sometimes we go to the Delicatessen, and that's a German store near our neighborhood. And we like to always eat organic food. Holidays. We celebrate American holidays with German traditions. Like on Christmas, we have 3 Christmases instead of 1. On the 6th is St. Nicholas Tag, where me and my brother put out our shoes, and if we're good, we get candy, and if we're bad, then we get coal. Then, on the 24th, Christmas Eve, we open all of our presents and get presents from Santa. And on the 25th, we just open our presents from our friends. Then, language. We mostly speak German at home, and when my mom, my grandma, or my brother ask me a question, then I usually answer it in in English, but sometimes I answer it in German. Me and my brother watch German shows and movies translated from English, but we have to buy them like in German, and we need to have a special DVD player to play them. We can't just have a regular DVD player. And the books and movies are very expensive because people have to go all the way to Germany and places and back to America to give the people the books and movies and stuff. My family. Our family is very close, and we usually live together. It's kind of like a tradition. and it's a tradition to be named after our. If it's a girl, you have to be named after your great grandma and your great great grandma, like Maria and Barbara. And my brother is Alexander, Eric, and Joseph. Okay. Education and clothes. If you get a bad grade in like 6th grade or like middle school, then you can't go to university if you get like a really bad grade. And my mom is really super strict about school, and that makes me kind of nervous sometimes. I mostly wear American clothes, but for like a special occasion, me and my brother wear German clothes, like boys wear lederhosen, and I wear Dandel, like up there. History. Germany was made in 1871. Before that, Germany was just a bunch of different states. My family's history being back to the 11th century, and in a big book they recorded a lot of like all the births and deaths and like when people got married, because they were nobility. Because a normal person wouldn't just do that. And then castles. My family has a castle in Tyrol, and it's like too much money to build. Like it's all broke down. World War II. Some of my family members fought in World War II for the Germans. And my grandma, Omi, was born the day after Pearl Harbor. And they put her birth certificate in the book, but it got destroyed in World War II. So she doesn't have a birth certificate.
I'm not the one.
And there's one of my family members that was in the war. He's still alive. Right there. The Berlin Wall. After the war, the West, where the Americans were, and the East, where the Russians were. In 1961, the Russians built a wall in between that space, and then in 1989, when my grandma was going to school, my great-grandmother was there when the wall fell down, and she took a piece of it.
I'll show us the other side too. The other side that's colored. There you go.
And this is where we live. This is where my uncle lives, and this is where my aunt lives, and that's all in America. And this is in Germany. This is where my uncle lives. This is where my great uncle lives, and that was the person who was in the war. This is where my cousins live, and this is where my other uncle lives. Conclusion. We follow the German tradition because my grandma taught the military how to speak German, and she had to know where to get all the German books and German food, and all the other teachers also spoke German, so she talked with them, and that's how I'm German. And here's some pictures. That's my mom. That's my great uncle. That's my grandma. That's my great uncle also. And this is my great grandma, and so is this. And this is my great great grandma and my great grandma. And here's my great great grandma with my great grandma, and here's my great grandma. I think that's the same person as right. Any questions? Any questions? Larry?
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
The first question is,
I was getting.
Hannah, is like, how does that relate with your interests?
I meant like the middle names, like Maria Barbara.
And my second question is,
Larry? Okay.
oh, I love this! Fell down and from the wall fell down that was separating the borders. Did your grandmother, did your great grandmother who saw the wall fall down, did she see the wall falling down when that happened?
I don't know actually. I think she did, yeah.
It's people were taking access to break it down.
The people brought the wall down themselves, and she was
Yes.
one of the people.